Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Francis Ngannou has recently shared new sparring footage as he prepares to return to the octagon. In a recent clip posted to social media, Ngannou is seen sparring with Chris Curtis. Here's the footage.
Good job, Chris. It's fine. That's how you threw it up. Chris, get up. Chris, get up. Stand up, Chris. Just stand up. Just stand up. Why are you staying down there like that? Dennis! Tell Chris to get up.
Francis then shared this sparring clip. Daniel Cormier had this to say about how he believes Jon Jones measures up to various other fighters in the heavyweight division. I think he'll be fine. You know, the guy's a very good fighter, very talented. I think he'll do well at heavyweight, but it's a matter of him making the leap, right? It feels like we've been waiting forever for him to fight in this weight class. I think from the moment he makes the actual jump into the heavyweight division, it will make the division much funner, it will make the division grow. And it's already as fun as it's been in a really long time, but there's a lot of matchups that he could be involved in with Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane, Curtis Blades. It makes for some big time fights. Paulo Costa reveals a DM conversation he had with Robert Whittaker following the cancellation of their possible fight next year. Here's a clip.
Did you see Robert's video? He posted a video about it. He seemed very...
No, I sent a message for him.
Oh, yeah.
On Instagram. Yeah. I say, bro, I say the same things that I tell you guys. I say, bro, what do I like to do? I think would be a nice fight, a great fight. But I'm trying to get very, very condition for everybody else, not just for me, you know, for everybody.
Yeah.
For all fights are all. So I cannot just say yes and keep doing that, and you know.
Did he respond?
So he was very kind. Yeah, I understand. Good questions for you. I hope we can fight on the near future. And I say same.
MMA judge Douglas Crosby has finally spoken out and addressed his controversial scoring for the fight between Paddy Pimblett and Jared Gordon at UFC 282.
Like, here's an interesting thing. Over the last 15 years, when you talk to the fighters, right? The overarching comment, and I'm not going to call it a complaint, I'll call it a comment or a concern, is that effective grappling is not given enough weight in the scoring criteria. And recently, I don't know how recently, but recently the scoring criteria has been modified and updated so that effective striking and effective grappling are considered equal. And if effective grappling is considered the equal of effective striking, and then you look at any of my scores through that newly ground mental lens, the scores may become easier to understand. But that has to do with reading and understanding the criteria.
Dillon Danis confronts Ariel Helwani in studio after Helwani insulted him on Twitter. Here's the clip.
I want to hear what you have to say.
What I have to say? Yeah. What are you talking about?
You started all this.
I started all of this on January 1st, responding to a tweet of yours. Calling me a bitch.
What'd I tweet first?
Looks like nothing's changed.
Stop it.
Come on. I tweeted that there was a picture of Jake and Drake. Mm-hmm. And I said that was a big dub. Yeah. And you said, Ariel, stop being a bitch.
Yeah, because now you're kind of like with them, you know?
What do you mean with them? Calling their fights?
No, yeah, well, they hired you now. You're just like part of their employees.
No, I work for Showtime. What happened to us?
No, you're sensitive.
I was actually the only guy who had your back.
That is true, but...
How am I sensitive if I'm the only one that had your back?
Or it gives you anything, then you get like all like emotional and start posting texts and stuff.
Yeah. If you come at me, I come back at you.
Yeah, but you're different though, because I made like a stupid joke and then you started coming all crazy when we were friends. Get mad because they're true.
You called me a Have I ever?
Oh my God, I called you a bitch.
Have I ever called you a bitch?
Me, probably. I don't know.
What do you mean? Did I ever refer to you?
No, the one that you got mad about is because I said that you hang out with your wife's boyfriend or something like that.
I don't even remember that.
Remember, that was the one you got mad about. You're like, don't bring my wife. And it wasn't even bringing anything into it.
I mean, that is a pretty thing to say to someone. Like, I give a what you have to say about it. Do you remember what really happened is you then went and told John Kavanaugh that I was saying some stuff, and then John lost trust in me because you broke my trust.
That's not true.
Yeah. What do you mean not true? Go ask Kavanaugh.
Remember,
Kavanaugh stopped talking to me because of you.
It wasn't because of me. I don't even know what that is.
And by the way, you call me a friend. What kind of friend talks about someone like that?
Caio joined the Schmo for an interview and says he plans to avenge Darren Till in the future by taking out Dricus du Plessis.
Redeem the victory against Fluffy Hernandez for Rodolfo, the legend in Brazil.
Yeah, exactly. The Jiu-Jitsu community needs this victory. I want to avenge this guy. And after that, you know what? I feel like Avenger. I will first avenge the Rodolfo Vieira to the Jiu-Jitsu community. And after that, I will get a top 50 guy with Dricus du Plessis and we'll avenge my brother Darren Till, you know?
Yeah, let's talk about the brother Darren Till and maybe Hamzat Chimaev, the Smash Bros. The Schmo was intrigued when you linked up with the Smash Bros. Obviously, you came off those big victories in the Contender Series. You've been undefeated in the UFC, and you joined the Smash Bros, man. Why did you decide to join those guys?
Yeah, actually, it was a good invite from the guys from Block Acid. I closed a deal with the guys from Block Acid, and they called me up and said, oh man, do you want to come here and train with Hamzat in Sweden, and then we make good content of you and stuff? I was like, yeah, man, I want to train with the best guys in the world. You know, I know Hamzat is a very good guy. I knew he was coming from wrestling background and stuff, so I said yes right away. They paid me everything, my flight ticket, my food, everything, that my treatments over there, everything that I needed. Then they brought me to Vegas. They paid me everything. So shout out to the guys from Block Acid, and it was a good month training with those guys.
Alexander Volkanovski joined Michael Bisping to discuss his upcoming fight against Islam Makhachev, which is set to go down at UFC 284 in Perth.
I mean, that's got to be everything here. I'm assuming power is going to be a big part of that as well, cardio. But do you think he's going to come in and just shoot for takedowns straight away? You think he's going to try and, play around on the feet a little bit, keep you guessing? What do you think his approach is going to be?
Oh, man, he's going to definitely mix it up. They're not silly. They're not a silly camp. They know even when they're striking, they're very defensive aware, and their approach is always for their game. So, a lot of people, like they're striking, you're not seeing them do like crazy striking. You won't see like crazy kickboxing sort of striking, but everything's calculated. And the way they approach everything, it's pretty defensive. There's always a safe net and a way to, work their sort of shots from there or clinching and things like that. So they don't take unnecessary risks on the feet. Khabib was the same. So they're clever. They're clever like that. They don't take too much damage. But again, I'm pretty clever on the feet. So, and I'm not the type to just stand in front of someone. So obviously they're going to be aware of that. They're going to know they're going to have to try and cut me off or try and work their way into a clinch. But it's easier said than done when you start putting these again. And they're very defensive aware, and they don't like to take risks. So it's going to be, while I'm doing the movement, he's going to feel a little bit uncomfortable and he's going to find it a little bit frustrating and awkward to just shoot whenever. So he's going to have to approach it correctly. Otherwise, he'll be copping some of these.
Conor McGregor has responded to Ariel Helwani's questioning about whether or not McGregor and Danis still have a good relationship. A fan recently tweeted McGregor asking about Ariel's comments about whether or not he and Danis were in fact still friends, and this was McGregor's reply. I am not too sure, maybe because of the Artem situation. I'm still rocking with Dillon, all the way. Following this, a fan tweeted to McGregor saying this was an L for Ariel and a W for Danis. To this, McGregor replied, no way, I rock with Ariel also. I always stay up on his content. I'm sure we'll catch up in the near future also. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.